Hey, how's it going, fellow Trojans and loyal vassals? It is I, the Overlord, here to bring you another one of Yamaguchi's creations from the Revel mini line, Suguru and Kinnikuman Great. Now, before I continue, I think it's safe to say that the Revel mini line is officially dead, which kind of sucks because I genuinely still love the Revel mini line. I think they're great for what they can do. Considering they're like 3-inch figures, by the way, which here's a quick comparison. Here's the SH Figuarts first release Kinnikuman next to the revolmini Suguru, and you can see the big difference. But I really like these figures, so there's not really much love for these figures, which would maybe that's why they kind of went out. Not many people wanted to buy small articulated figures with for the price, but they especially the Kinnikuman figures, they've kind of gone down in price, ridiculously, if you know where to look. But it's a shame that they didn't get love that they deserved, because I like these figures. But yeah, I don't think they're gonna be making any more. I haven't heard any news, especially since this year's Wonder Festival, which was like last month. Revoltech had nothing to show for these Revel lines, so I guess they're pretty much done. It makes me sad. But anyways, I decided to do two at once because they share somewhat similarities. So I figured I might as well do a review of both of them quickly. Or I say quickly, but I ended up talking too much. But here's Suguru, and I really like the way his mask looks. Again, Revoltech did it right. This is before the SH Figuarts one. As far as articulation, they both essentially have the same one. There are some slight, I'd say 3 minor differences between the two. But let's see, he's got these aren't really Revoltech joints. I don't consider them Revoltech because they don't make that clickety clackety sound that most Revoltechs make. But just to not confuse myself, I might as well call him Revoltech. He has 2 at the neck, one right here and one right here, so you can look that far down. That's an unsightly gap, which is unfortunate. But by the way, I guess I will tell you right now, he has movable eyeballs, which definitely helps to give him more expressive. Unfortunately, you can't remove his mouth to give him more of a... Or he doesn't come with a separate mouthpiece to make him look like he's angry. This is the standard Kinnikuman face. And there is an unsightly gap, which is unfortunate. I don't know if I can... Kind of... Well, whatever. But he does have movable eyeballs, which you can move around, get him more expressive. But he has Revoltech running right here and one right there. Look that far down, I already said that. Side to side. And it definitely helps because of the eyes. He has this, what I would say, a ball joint at the actual shoulder, which I think that's interesting. Most of the Revoltech, which again, it surprised me when I first got this figure. This is actually not my first one. I should mention that there have been some quality control issues, specifically around this piece. This is an entirely separate piece, as you can see. See that? Kind of see it. Yeah, see. This is an entirely separate piece. And I've had 2. This is actually my 3rd one. Here I have my first one, which unfortunately did not come out looking good. You can see it looks very weird, deformed. Nothing that I could do. I thought if I would remove the fabric, this thing, it would look maybe better, but no. Also, it doesn't help that unfortunately on the eye, I don't know how it happened. I think I must have dropped him or something on his eye or something. Unfortunately, the eye got scraped, and then there was only like partial of his eye left, so I had no choice but to move his eyes all the way to the back to make it look like this. So this is more like a stunt double Suguru. So in case I want to have him getting like hurt, like battle damage or stuff like that, this is the figure to go to. So that's something, I guess. But yeah, what was I? Oh yeah, he's got this weird ball jointed Revoltech joint going on, where you can move it across his chest, which again looks really cool. Go like that, do crazy stuff. Got a Revoltech right here, which is very unsightly gap. That is unfortunate, but is the price you pay to get some crazy elbow articulation. He's got a hinge right here at the wrist, which this thing is actually molded onto his forearm here. It's painted on, whereas the Kinnikuman Great is actually an entirely separate piece. See that? It's an entirely separate plastic white piece for him, which is cool. He has what I call a Figma joint, where he's got a ball joint right here, hinge and peg inwards, so he can get some crazy abdominal crunch here. I know you can go farther. It's kind of stuck on the fabric. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, he can get really far down. But unfortunately, he cannot arch his back because of the way it's molded. It's kind of like already like arched. See, it's kind of like rounded. So it would look good crunching, but unfortunately, it doesn't look good crunching or arching backwards. Which is funny because that's actually the opposite of SH Figure Arts, where he can arch his back really good. Well, I thought I broke it. He can arch his back really good. See that? That's crazy. But he can't really crunch that far. Well, it's not bad, but it's nowhere near as good as revolmini here. But yeah, I thought that was an interesting comparison. He has this thing where he's got a ball joint right here, and it's pegged in inwards with a hinge, and he can get really far up. But again, I don't want to like bend or mess with the plastic, so I always use this Suguru as my prime use for kicks, so he can get quite far distance up. See that? And he can move his. He can pretty much do the splits. You can see the joint in action right there, which is another. I guess this is a good thing why I have this guy around. But yeah, he's got a revoltech joint at the knee like that. You can move it, and you can also move it like that. He's got another one right here at the ankle. You can move it like that. That is Suguru from the revolmini line. Here's I want to see if I can get him looking good. Shit. Alright, and here is Kinnikuman Great, aka Prince Kamehame. He's got more of a tan finish. Well, it's supposed to be tan. It looks more red on camera, but in the anime they kind of like, I don't know why they did it, but in the anime, rather than red skin, he has black skin, and his mask is too. So unfortunately, they unintentionally created somewhat of a blackface kind of caricature, but it was not intentional. It was completely by coincidence because of the way the lips are. That's just the way Kinnikuman character is, and unfortunately, they made his skin and everything. Whatever. I'll show you him when he arrives in my hands 6 months from now. The SH Figure Arts one, I mean. I can't wait that long. That's too damn long. Anyways, Kinnikuman Grit right here. He's got more of a ball joint thing going on rather than Suguru over there, but he has way more range of motion on his neck compared to Suguru. Aside from that, he also has a hole on the back of his back, which he does not have. See that? Whoa, 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 whoa. You okay? Alright, stay right. No, it's because of his leg right there. It's kind of... Okay. And aside from that, and the separate piece right here, there's not much difference. He has the exact same articulation going on, same as Suguru. Because of the yellow, his bell-bottom jeans or sweatpants, you can't really tell, but there are some slight yellow marks. You can't really tell at all. Yeah, you can kind of see, more sort of. There are some slight yellow streaks of paint rubbing off from his this part, which is unfortunate, but it's not that noticeable, only in person. But I also like the way his mask is. Oh yeah, another thing is that those are actually this aside from his eyebrows are painted on, but this is actually like, you can't really tell unless I scrape my finger over. This is actually molded eye, so it's not just painted on. It's a small detail, you can't tell, but it is there, trust me. Also, his ankle articulation is somewhat limited because of the way this is somewhat limited, but you can still get around it. Aside from that, they have the exact same articulation. But Kinnikuman Great does have a little bit, way more accessories, which let's go over real quickly. He has, Suguru here has these karate chop hands, which the original Kinnikuman Revoltech did not come with, which I think is interesting. And he comes with those paired closed fist things, and then he comes with these clasping hands, which you can have him holding his opponent's ankles or something to perform the Kinniku Buster or the Kinniku Driver. And he comes with this movable, this little peg thingamajig, which you use, whoa, cat hair. My cat's been in here. You can use it to poke on the back of his eye and move it around with this thing. Focus. most every single every single revel mini comes with this little these little circular stands you can peg at the bottom of their feet to keep them upright. And I think that's about it, which is a shame. I'm a little upset he didn't come with more, at least hands. He doesn't come with much. He's pretty cheap if you know where to look. You can find a whole bunch of these on Amazon Japan for like below $20 or something like that. But Kinnikuman Great, on the other hand, has way more hands. He has these expressive open palm hands. You can have him like doing these wide stances like sap. And he comes with the same kind of hands that Suguru has, the clasping hands to perform other techniques. He comes with these hands, which in my opinion are way better suited for like Kiniku Buster and stuff like that. See these? These are like clasping hands, but way better. You can hold on to stuff, or you can do it like that. And he comes with the pointing finger for whatever reason. Otherwise, to like let me see if I can show you right now. So you can have him pointing to the heavens. There you go. Well, you can't see it. He is pointing to the heavens. There, you can kind of see it. There, pointing to the heavens. And he also comes with a separate head, which, if you can tell, it's actually slightly battle damage. That's actually supposed to be yellow hair. Now, if you know your trivia, that's actually not Prince Kamehame under this mask, because Prince Kamehame does not have yellow hair. So that means there is another individual behind the mask. But I'll go over that 6 months from now. Also, he comes with this, you can actually take off this mouthpiece. This is more of like a serious face, rather than the standard Kiniku like circular face. As you can see right there, focus. You can actually pop that out, push it with your finger, and then it comes out and you can put it on that one if you want, or vice versa. Unfortunately, I tried taking off Kinikuman's, but it does not work. It's like glued on. Again, that's probably wasn't intentional, considering this was the first release. This was number 11, so they probably didn't think that far ahead. I think that's about it. You know, just for the heck of it. Normally, I don't want to show off the boxes, but I'll show you off because it does look pretty damn cool. Like, this is actually before Warsman was released. This is the Palo special. It looks pretty cool. This is actually I've always wanted a prototype Revel Mini like that. Apologize, it's not focusing because I can't really get much farther than this. Also, this thing, I don't know what the heck this is. That looks... Moving on. The Kiniku Buster. Here's some more poses. Honestly, these do a really good job of showing off the figure. I wish they would focus. One more thing. Oh yeah, Kinnikuman Great actually came with this little set here to kind of give you like an incentive to buy him for Kinnikuman over here. It's like some sort of bowl or something. I don't know what the heck that is. Some chopsticks. This is one of the greatest things I've ever witnessed in my entire life. This is called muscle docking. You got a Kinnikuman here doing the Kiniku Dreva, and then Great here doing the Kiniku Buster, and it's just a glorious move. Look, what is this? What is this mythical move that's impossible to do in real life? That muscle docking, man. That's where it's at. Anyways, that is everything. These are amazing figures in my opinion. I managed to get some pretty... It's always fun posing these guys next to like ginormous like figures just to see them take on the challenge. If you know where to look, these are pretty cheap. Especially if you have a Tenzo account, you can buy stuff on Amazon Japan. You can find these really cheap. I can't wait to show you the rest of the Revel Mini Kinnikuman line, like Pentagon or Black Hole. But yeah, that is these guys. Isn't that right? Suguru. Whoa, man. Do you think this review is over? What about you, Kinnikuman Great? Or should I say, Prince Kamehame? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to give your identity away. Do you forgive me? Alright. Yeah! Alright, see you later.